So it's time to hook up our transducer, and we have the splicer here, and you pull these ends off, run the cable through there, and there's a rubber grommet there. When you put this on and tighten it down, it makes the hole smaller and it clamps around the cable so that it ends up being waterproof. It's really small wires, really small stuff, so we're going to do the best we can and give it a shot. So we got the transducer cable spliced. It took the better part of an hour. It was really a pain in the ass. So now we're to the point where we're going to put the transducer here. The splicer is over there under that panel, so that's where we wanted it to go. So the last piece to this is to take this toilet ring and build up a base and then squish that transducer into that. It's going to make a huge mess. I know that already, so we're going to give it a try. The plan was kind of to just put that like that and squish it down to where the line is at that I put where I know I want it to go. This is obviously not meant to be permanent. It's really only supposed to be semi-functional, just enough to get the thing in there. Ideally, you don't want to have any bubbles in this, but I don't know how you would go about getting that in there without necessarily having bubbles in it. And ideally you want this to be level, but I'm not going to be able to get that level probably, but I will try. I think it just kind of goes like that. So it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be on there and functional. One of us got up at the crack of dawn to film the sunrise while the other one slept in. You figure out which was which. Either way, the next morning it was time to go sailing. You want to know what one of the coolest things about sailing is? It's this moment, right here. You've got your sails up, your engine is off, and for the rest of the day it's just you, the wind, and the water. I can interview you while you drive.
I don't want to be interviewed.
Huh?
I don't want to be interviewed.
Why?
Because my mouth is dry. There's a whole lot of weird.
Well, okay. So we got the transducer installed yesterday, and we're currently sailing. We noticed a discrepancy between the speed and depth between the Raymarine instruments that we already had and the chart plotter that we installed. We're more likely to believe the speed on the chart plotter because it uses satellites to track our speed, whereas the one that's the transducer that came with the boat with the Raymarine instrument is a paddle wheel that tells you how fast you're going, which sometimes doesn't work. So we suspect it may be clogged up a little bit. So I think speed we'll get from this. In terms of depth, we measured the water depth and it was 15 feet. The existing Raymarine instrument showed about 17 feet and the new chart plotter showed about 13.5 feet. So there's a little bit of discrepancy there, but it could be due to where the transducers are installed on the hull. The plan there is to make sure that we know how deep the water is below the keel. That way, you know, if the chart plotter says it's 10 feet deep, but we know our keel rides 4 feet in the water, then we have 6 feet under the keel, and that is that's what's important. So if you want to set a waypoint, you just like hit OK here, and I think actually you can just push this button, move this cursor around. So we want a waypoint there. I just click OK, and say place waypoint. And save it. You can give it names and save a whole bunch of those. So we placed our waypoint, hit a button, go to navigate, go to waypoint, and then it'll take you to your list of waypoints, various folders, unsorted, today's waypoints and all waypoints. We'll go to today's. This is the 4th one that I've made today. And then we'll choose the 4th one, the one that I just made. Click OK. And down in the left hand corner, I'm not sure if you can see it, it tells us the direction we need to go, or the direction it is from us. It tells us how long it will take to get there. In this case, we'll be there in 11 minutes at 3.2 knots. If you want to cancel that, I think you just hit OK. Go to navigate, go to stop, go to, and that's that. And we have a track. I don't know if you can see that very well on the camera, but you can see the track that we've been following. We've literally just been tacking back and forth across the lake, so that's what you see there. So if we set it to sonar and down vision, it shows you the things under the water. So it reflects fish, basically. It claims that it bounces off of their swim bladder. So I don't know if that's true because obviously I don't know if there are any fish down there. And this other one tracks what's on the bottom. We're just out in a 50-foot, 42.5-foot deep lake, so not a whole lot going on there. So our standard mode is chart only, because that way it takes up the whole screen. You can zoom in, zoom out. It seems to do a pretty good job of knowing where we're at. It's very accurate. Even when we were in our slip, it knew exactly which slip we were in, so that's good. If we ever get lost, we can get ourselves right on back to our slip. So far I've been pretty pleased with it. We'll have to go sailing a few more times before we know all the ins and outs of it, and pretty soon we'll have it mastered. So there you have it. It was a great day of sailing, and our chart plotter worked as expected with no issues. Sure, we made a few technical sailing mistakes, but we learned a lot from each one of them. So with a little help from our slip neighbors, we slid svSomeday right back into her berth. Everyone that sails seems to be really nice and eager to lend a hand or impart knowledge. We do not squander these opportunities. As we were scrubbing the boat down next to our neighbors, we asked them tons of questions and learned a lot in a really short amount of time. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification button as well so you'll always know when we have a new video. Also, you can find us at svSomeday.com or at svSomeday on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.